you had to describe this film in one word, what would it be?
Personal.
Okay.
Because shall I continue?
Yeah.
Because there's no overt plot, or you're not trying to manipulate the audience's response. That's all that's left. I mean, what you bring to it is what you come away with, but it's enhanced. I feel like the things I thought of when I was watching the movie were those things that are issues for me now. So, or possibly we're just, incongruity. Well, I'd have to say it's not traditional, and the things that you said to me before we watched it, that you should be comfortable with the fact that there's not an overt storyline, and you should take away from it whatever you will. Well, I was curious when in the sequence with the green truck and the eyeglasses, I really love that part, and for me that part was all about how we see things differently depending on anything. And how we probably don't see clearly anyway, but that's just where I am right now. So it was interesting to me, and I was, just curious about what else might happen. But then, I'm seeking a storyline, but that's all right. And then I wasn't so terribly comfortable when the gay guys started kissing, But on the other hand, and I really noticed it because it's just me here, and. But as they went along, I felt like, oh, this is pretty sexy. So I was kind of surprised by that. And then I loved the scenery. I loved the California scenery. And I just loved a lot of the shots that were, like when the plane got into the flag, then it stopped. I loved the planes going across the sky with the flag there. That was, I don't know. I loved looking at the film. I thought it was really fun to watch. Well, sure, I sure did. In fact, I don't even know how to answer that because, of course, I did, and I don't know how to elaborate. It's a lot of artistic, evocative images. It feels familiar to me in some ways because I know kind of what you might shoot, so that maybe it's not a fair question. I don't know. Yes, I felt like it had one style. Well, I liked the words. I thought that they were relevant every time, and I don't remember all of them. And there were a couple of places where I really didn't hear a couple of words as they were read. And I think the first batch of words that were read were also typed out, or maybe the first couple. So I felt like I got that message better than a couple of the messages that came later. But honestly, I can't remember what the other messages were right now. Oh, for me, that's the thing I would notice on that third viewing. I'm just not very good with it. I love the mood of it, and I'm assuming a lot of that had to do with the music. I noticed at first because it was quiet, and so I noticed the sound and the music at first, but I'm sorry, I don't remember much about it. Well, I feel like if I saw it 2 or 3 more times, and I'd almost want to see it one more time right now, because it's short, but I liked it because, especially the pirate, because he was going to steal time. I feel like it's so fun to, I feel like the whole movie's about time, really, and, how we move through our lives and that kind of thing, and so, yeah, here all these people still are reading about time, and meanwhile time is just happening all around them, and I like the different people. I think the second one, I thought, oh, that woman turned into this guy, and then I realized, because it kept going, there were all kinds of different people reading A Brief History of Time, but it was good. I liked that part. I love the train. It was beautiful. I don't know. I just love that whole shot. And I love that, one plane went, and then another plane came up from the bottom, and I liked the way it shifted. I liked the whole thing. I didn't know what we were doing, but I was just enjoying that moment. I love the grass. Oh, and I've never heard that quote before, or I guess it's a poem.
Yeah, Carl Sandburg.
Oh, that was it was wonderful. It's true, all the horror that goes down in the world, and you know, and life goes on and time goes by, and it becomes something that we don't recognize. And what is this field? You know, I love that. I love them asking the conductor what the field was. I love the quote, this whole story, and I love the images of the grass. I loved it. I love that it changed color just to be whatever he wanted it to be. I don't know. I'm not sure. I did think. At first I thought it was little islands, and then I realized, oh, it's a dam. It's holding back water. It's holding back whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't adverse to it. I remember it well, fondly. All those wonderful scenes of Cass's Deli and all that, and it was just a lot of different people, and it was just like, here, look at all the people's lives in this world, and they're this many times a billion, you know, and so that's just what I thought. I thought that's where it was going. But you know, here I am. I'm kind of making a thread of meaning through this, and that's just what I'm doing, I guess.
Well, good. Good. It can mean anything.
It was delightful, and I just had to laugh a little. You know, that's what this is what we do. We think, oh my gosh, this is the best thing I have found. This is the answer to all the seeking in my life. And I love it so, so, so much. But then, you know, it just becomes another Tootsie Roll, you know.
Do you think the chocolate symbolized anything?
Chocolate.
It certainly did.
Well, chocolate meaning, yeah, chocolate. The plane with the long trail, and then the plane with the shorter trail, and the plane with the long trail went out of the picture, and then another plane came up from the bottom right, I think, and went up into the flag. But yeah, I guess it would. I was at that time. I think I was thinking of just how whatever we want to see is what we're going to see, and so whatever all the different visions of America are, you know, some go out of the picture and new ones come in, and
Okay.
that's it. Well, I kept thinking it was going to be funny, and it was not funny, so that was just my anticipation, you know, but I guess that wasn't my favorite part, to tell you the truth. And actually, I didn't even remember it as we sat here talking. I know that Christianity is not your favorite thing, probably. And so they were interesting images. They were all interesting. But I'm just saying, I felt like it just came from your... if this is your piece, and I think I know you, then therefore I would say, yeah, I'm not surprised to see that in your musings on life, that you might have a good bit of negative stuff to say about Christianity. And it was colorfully done. It was entertaining to watch. I'll say that. Yeah, and I wouldn't, you know, I think I did say uncomfortable before, but really it was more on edge. And it's not like I haven't seen two guys kissing before, so I don't know. And I did love their flowers. So, and I love that whole part about the flowers. But I think that I think I was just on edge because it's not part of my day-to-day, and I don't view a lot of, you know, I've seen movies where, like Ewan McGregor and that other guy, or there are lots of movies where, you know, it's just a love story and you love the characters. And so when they're kissing, you would respond in the way that, or I would respond as I would with a man and a woman kissing in a romantic comedy, you know. So, I don't think I was that uncomfortable as much as on edge, waiting for, like, okay, something bad's going to happen. And it's really what I felt like. Oh yes, oh yes. Of course it does. Yeah.
Well, some of them you know.
Yes.
So what did you think of those?
And then, well, I thought it was, here are these wonderful people that you love, who've gone before you into the netherworld or into the future. You know, they're dead, in other words. But you know, I like that part a lot. I forgot about that, actually. Well, you know, as we sat here and talked, I forgot about it. I love that part. I don't even remember if there was a quote or anything with it. Was there?
No, it was just the pictures.
Yeah.
Um,
It was good. It was a lot of different people over time. I like that part. That's what I'd like to see again, actually. That's one thing I'd like to see again. Yeah, but I don't know that I didn't know what the meaning of that was. And it was quick, right? Pretty quick.
yeah.
It's like, you know, the universe is strumming, and here we all go, the music of the universe. I don't know. I'm sorry. At the time, I was trying to find something. I think I sat there and tried to find, and then I just went on. It changed.
Nothing right or wrong.
I know. Well, I like to know what's in your mind. I think really it's because the shots are so evocative, and you know, they're colorful and lovely and different, and they're not the same shots that you've seen in other movies recently. You know, they're just not. Yeah, that was beautiful. With some islands with high rises on them. I don't know where you were that one, and the color was great, and it went on for a good long time. So I just assumed it was part of the in motion theme, and I thought it was beautiful, but.
Sometimes that's enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but since you had that horrible sequence with Christianity, then you've got the word grace up there. It's like, Phil. But, well, I just remembered the picture of the cross and stuff, and I just felt like, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's more about people who weaponize Christianity rather than use it as a tool of love. So.
Yeah, well, I like the billboard so much, and I love the look of that red building, and there were other things up there subliminally. I saw lots of other words, but right now I can't remember. Was it, I don't know, responsibility? I can't remember what else was up there. I just thought, we just can't answer all these questions in life, and even if they pay us to do it, I don't know. It was all right with me, and I liked all the little colorful glitches. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. That was wonderful. You know, I don't know. I just enjoyed the surfers. I love the beach scene, and I don't even remember that much about it. There were two guys, and that's all. I love the shot of the coastline. The water was gorgeous, but you know, I don't know why that was there, and I didn't even try to do anything with it. Yeah, you know, the billboard with Grace on it. I responded to that right away, and probably that was just 3 or 4 seconds. I don't know. But so what I'm saying is, I fit it into my own storyline or the theme of the documentary. You know, I fit it into my own stuff. Easily, but then stuff like the guitar with whatever the light was, you know, the light on the guitar, that shot would have had to have lasted a lot longer for me to work with it and to fit it in, you know. So I think that most of the movie, the shots are a fine length,
okay.
But some of the little things, you know, but you never know. They might affect you, and you don't even realize that they're affecting you. So, oh yes, it's been so much fun. I loved just even not only just this part, but I mean just seeing the film, and I definitely would love to see it again. And then I'd love to talk to you about why you chose certain images, and also lots of other things about where you shot this. And there were so many people in the credits. I was surprised to see how many people helped too. So. Anyway, yes, it was a great experience.
Well, thank you very much for your responses.
You're welcome.